All right, y'all. It's the real DJ Red again. The real DJ Red with 2 D's. Doing another project here. Basically, this past weekend, I worked out a deal with one of my other local DJs here. He helped me out with transporting some of my equipment to and from this HBCU picnic this past weekend. However, it worked out for the both of us. I ended up giving him a speaker that I wasn't using, but he also needed just a raw speaker, 18-inch woofer that he was going to put into one of his front load cabinets that he has, and he also has another speaker of the same brand, same model. However, with this particular speaker frame, it's a little bit bigger than the average 18-inch woofer. So you might have to trim it out maybe about a 1/16 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch, a little bit bigger in order to get that speaker in. I offered to do it for him. He said no, he got it and messed it up. Messed it up really bad. Only thing I could do is just show you what it looks like. So this is the subwoofer box, and this is the speaker. Okay, let me turn it around so you can see the name on it. Brand is Mivix, okay, or Mivix with a S on there. The frame on it is a little bit different than most. As you can see, it's kind of a bulky frame on there. It's a very good speaker though. I believe that's a 120 ounce magnet on there, 3 or 4 inch voice coil. 4-inch voice coil. It's a very good speaker. Never had any issues with it until they started changing up the frame on it. Now, this box was built by someone else. I did not build this box. The box is a good build, but it just got totally messed up right now, and I can tell you exactly where it happened at. Now, as you can see on the inside of this cut here, see where it's still black? That's where the original part of the box was. Same thing on that side. What happened here was he tried to do it with a jigsaw and got over here on this side and could not get that cut through, so he was cutting it bigger to the point that it's no longer a circle, it's more oval than anything, as you can see. So what I'm going to do to try to save the box, I'm going to put another piece of wood over it and cut out a new hole on there. Where he went wrong on this was he should have laid the speaker down, facing down, similar to so. Give me a second because I'm doing it with one hand here. Should have laid it face down, just like that, and trace out what needs to be cut, and then cut inside the line that you trace. In fact, if you're tracing it out or you're doing anything like this, you might even want to mark out the holes to make sure that you stay inside the line for the holes and then go from there. And that is the proper way that you should do it. So now I'm going to take my measurements, measure from the inside of here to here, and also to the top corner here. Put another piece of board over it. Before I put that board in, I'm going to lay the speaker on top of that board, cut out the hole, and from there I'm going to go mount it onto this speaker board itself, and then go from there. Now I do have some wood here. I just got to check to see, is it a 3/4 or 5/8 wood, and I believe it's 5/8. I might be able to get away with it, being that the actual cabinet itself, where the speaker was originally mounted to, take that back, originally supposed to have been mounted to, is going to be supporting that board. So if it's a 5/8, I should be able to work with it. 3/4 should be a little bit better. So let me get to work on this here. All right, y'all. So I pulled the trailer forward some, and I got my tarp here to stop any sawdust from going anywhere else. Anything that's out here, I could just sweep up once I'm done. If the trailer gets any dust on there, we can just wipe that down. Not a big problem. Found this piece of wood back here, which is, matter of fact, I didn't measure it. Hang on. It is a 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and use the 1/2 inch. Again, it's not really, the speaker is being screwed to it, but it's not being, the board is not being supported by the actual speaker itself. The board is going to be supported by the other speaker board or baffle board that's holding the speaker board, rather, that's holding the rest of the or being held by the rest of the cabinet. So basically, I'm just going to cut out a new hole on this. Normally, I wouldn't use this type of wood, one, because it's 1/2 inch, but the rest of the cabinet is 3/4, I believe. So it will still be strong enough to hold it, and it'll be supported by the rest of the cabinet or the damaged part of it. So I'm going to cut it out. Just measured the actual cabinet, and the width on here between the two 1x2s is 19 inches exactly, and from the top to the bottom that I need is 21. So I'm going to make these 2 cuts real quick, and then after I make these 2 cuts, I'm going to go ahead and lay the speaker on it, get the jigsaw, or get the speaker, lay the speaker on it, mark it out where I need it to be cut at, and then make my cut on there. I'm going to pre-drill the holes as well. Again, normally I would not use this type of wood, but it's something that I just had here just now. It's going to work. It's still going to be strong enough to hold everything on there. So let me get to cutting, and we'll come back to this in a minute. All right, so I'm going to make my first cut now. Hopefully I got it looks like I got the camera position right. I'm going to go ahead and make my first cut, which is the 21 inches, and then I'm going to readjust the saw, come back and do the 19-inch cut. And while I make my cut real quick, put that back in place, let me mark out which spot is going to be which. And when you're doing stuff like this, it's always good to have a pencil or marker. I'm going to use the marker on this one. I'm going to just mark out 21 up here. Then I'm going to readjust the saw, come back and do the 19-inch cut now. So I'm getting ready to do my 19-inch cut now. I'm going to lower my blade all the way back under the table, under the cutting table, so I can use this as my work table now. So I'm going to lay the speaker on top of it. And then what I want to do is just take measurements off of this cabinet here and make sure that I got enough room on the top and bottom, because once I put that board down, it's going to be a tight fit. It's going to be a very tight fit on that board. Alright, so I can't get the marker down into the holes. Not a problem. Now I use the pencil and mark out the holes. That way I can make sure I cut with inside those drill holes for the mounting holes that I'm going to do on there. Let me get that in there. The hole kind of small. Not going to worry about it. As long as I'm cutting inside the hole and leave at least a ½ inch between the outer line and inside where I'm cutting at. Alright, so I got the speaker on, I marked my hole. Now I'm going to place the speaker aside, put it away so we don't have anything to damage it. I already got my jigsaw out. Just a regular steel jigsaw you can buy from any hardware store. I'm going to extend this out a little bit. And then I'm going to proceed to cut this hole out. By the way, before cutting out the hole, I'm going to drill a pilot hole, just using a regular drill. What is this? With a 5/8 hole cutter. That's it with that. Then I'm going to proceed to cut the hole out with the jigsaw. Alright, so here's what happened. We put in liquid nail on the bottom and I put screws in. And I sprayed that on there just to give it a test to see what it's going to look like. Alright, y'all, so there you have it. It's all done. Might touch it up again in a little bit. Actually, I might not, because there's a grill growing over the front of it. So there you go, job complete. All right, y'all, so there we go. DJ Red, we're all done here in the shop for right now. I already put the speaker in and screwed down, and everything is loaded up into the SUV, and getting ready to drop it off to the customer. I picked it up from him, while he was working, and now I'm gonna drop it back off to him because he's working late. So you know, he was worried about not getting it back in time. I sent him a text message with a picture, hey, all done, and he was like, wow, that was quick. It would have been quicker if you would have just gave it to me the first time. You know, but mistakes do happen. And there you go. Thanks to everyone that's liking my comments, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure you hit the like down below. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you hit that bell as well so you know when I post my videos. So I'm going to just say peace. I'm out of here.